What's up guys, today we're going to be VODing some gold gameplay, and if you want to get VODed to and escape elo hell like this guy, all you gotta do is join the Discord in the link in my description, and I'll be selecting people for future VOD reviews. Alright, no more yapping.
Yeah.
3, 2,
I do something really stupid here.
you have to
You don't
stop
see
them
it.
from securing the mission area.
I actually don't mind starting up here, I think this is good.
Yeah, so I see this guy start opening the portal, and I'm like, should I go back or should I try and hit them from behind?
Yeah, I will say, Magik is really good against Strange for like a few reasons. One, she can hit through his shield, and two, whenever he portals, you can just place demons on either side and it'll hit through it. And so one, they have to turn to break that, which I feel like most people don't even know you can break the demon, honestly.
Right.
It makes them really hard for them to exit that. So let's see what you do here.
I'm counting on Survive this!
Strange opened the portal.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you what the issue is. What do you think I'm about to say here?
So I had to use 2 cooldowns just to get here, because I was like, crap, I'm way too far behind everyone else. And then, yeah, I'm jumping in when there's like still all of them grouped up in there, I think. Maybe if I waited a little bit to jump through.
Yeah, right. Okay, we literally see... Let me tell you what we see here, right? We see like 5 people in Namor turret, Punisher with infinite ammo, and we're using our last ability to go into that. So...
Right.
Okay. Yeah, and basically you do like 50 damage and have to leave.
Yeah.
But it's good that you left, because now your cooldowns are back and you can make some work.
Before that, would you have gone back to your team when you saw him portaling, or did you try to go from behind the portal? Like, was this a bad idea to even like go behind them like this?
It's hard to call that because you don't really know where the portal is. Like, at least for me, it's kind of hard to tell. I do think I would have done what you did though, because like,
okay.
Look, you were able to survive. Whereas if you just meet up with your team, now you're like facing the portal from long range, and it will take longer. So I actually do like this. All right, but
And like being a little bit more patient there, would it be bad because like they're all just kind of rushing our team, and like if I waited a little bit, then I guess I would have had more cooldowns to play with. But would my team be dead by then? You think, or like that's pretty much the only option to do at that point?
You have to trust your team, like regardless of anything like that. Like you can't be doing like hasty plays because you think your team can't hold their own. That's a big mistake I see a lot of low elo Magics do, and it really ends up hurting them. Okay, but I see now I see you charging up your right click, but look at your HP. Like, you're half HP, and to me it looks like you're about to go in. So you could peek under. I'm sure your healers could see you there, and I think there's usually a health pack like nearby when you're in rooms like this. I don't know where it is here, but you don't.
Yeah, I think I was using it defensively because I was scared someone would come chase me. But
Okay,
yeah, we can see.
Yeah, we'll see. And it's also with Magic, you gotta weigh a lot of like risk versus reward and like how greedy you want to get, because you actually can go in kind of low on this if you don't think they're gonna like look at you because of all the shield you get, and like you basically become a tank when you do that. Okay, but yeah, we are going in half HP here.
Okay, so where would you have gone instead there? You would have tried to go back around to the bottom to get healed from our healers?
Yeah, or even look, there's a health pack up here, and in this rank, and honestly most ranks, like even in high elo, like there's so much noise going on for them though, they're not gonna look at you when you walk up here. So you could have just walked, like not hit them, grab this health pack, and you would have more cooldowns, and you could get like an easy one shot on this rocket or Punisher here.
Trouble. Survive this! Come, my minion!
Alright, that's just kind of unfortunate, like your whole team died.
Yeah, so when my team dies like that, is it better for me to just die here, or should I just stay alive back here and kind of hang around, or is that too risky?
Um,
'Cause I saw my team was like pretty much
dying's completely fine because they're so far along with the capture progress that your team's like, it's very unlikely they're going to recontest. If your team's calling for that, then you should try and live. And also try and live in general, but like dying is completely fine because the downside is not that bad compared to the potential downside of like risking trying to get out alive, you know? So not always a bad thing.
Have souls.
Alright, real quick, I want to look at the comps here. Alright, so they have like a lot of close range burst damage, so this is honestly pretty hard to play into because they got Namor, they have like the Punisher shotgun, and Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier can actually like mess you up pretty bad.
Yeah, I always lose one against Bucky.
So honestly, the way I would play into this is more of like a distraction playstyle, or try and isolate fights because you can still win a 1v1 against any of these characters, but when they're like all together, it's going to be really hard. So you either like play for disruption, or if you can like find an easy isolated target, go for that.
So you're saying instead of right here where I'm fighting with the tanks, I should you go somewhere else, like maybe to high ground?
Yeah, definitely. Because look right here, everyone's just kind of frontlining. I mean, your Panthers in the backline doing a good job here, but like they're just gonna. I mean, look at their comp. They all have like range damage. That's like, but like they lack mobility. So this is what they want to do. They want to just kind of like mow down your team. But you're playing Magic. Like you're never gonna be able to match that in terms of value. So you need to be looking for like opportunities on flanks and not just like taking damage on main, which is like not only just like taking damage, but you're forcing your healers to heal you inside of your tank, so it forces you to give up space, especially in a comp like this.
So would there be a team comp where you would do something like this, or is it mostly, for the most part, you kind of just go up top and kind of hit them from the side?
No, there's definitely times where I just frontline, but usually frontlining isn't just like shooting a tank. I mean, you do that. That's more for when you're like push pull controlling space. Like usually on a lot of like convoy maps, that's just kind of what ends up happening. Cause she's really good for like forcing tempo onto those tanks when they back up with their shield. Like a Strange gets low, so he pulls up his shield as he backs up, and you just get to ignore his shield. So it's super good for controlling like push pull fights like that, where there's not
okay,
like.
But right here where it's like neutral, you kind of wouldn't do that.
Yeah, usually not. Yeah, and again, when I say frontlining, it doesn't necessarily mean shoot the tank. It means kind of like get in the middle and like spin around and just create like a bunch of chaos, you know?
Gotcha.
I got you.
Judge. All right, that's good. We finally decided to go up here.
Again.
And they just had ults first, so you kind of lose this. Okay, alright. They don't know you're here, and the chances of you getting a kill here are very low. So you're just delaying your death for no reason when you could just stay there, be behind them for the next fight, and not die. So definitely should have done that way. Unless you do get out.
Here, I just don't know the map. I didn't know where the health pack was. It was to the right.
Yeah. Okay, so you see why that was a bad play, right?
Yeah, I should have just waited up there the whole time.
Yeah. Because you don't... One, you're not staggered. And two, you're already behind them and they don't know it. Which is super good. That's what we want to try and do like every fight when we're going for this.
I require some aid.
Just in time.
This is real firepower!
At least those gross there's still a chance to stop them.
It's kind of tough because they're snowballing with a lot of ults. Although again, you kind of go through main when you don't have to. You could easily go through the right here and like they're all bunched up. So this is a great opportunity for what I meant by like causing chaos, where you just like spin around and get like all that cleave. Like you get so much shields and they all have to like look at you, and it really helps your team get space.
I am ready to put on a show.
The army.
Okay. Good call to back off here, and then they just use Luna ult, so what are you free to do now?
I could probably just ult and just kill them all.
Yeah. Alright, that's a bit unlucky, a bit of like coordination failure there.
You mean it's not pushing point?
Yeah, it looked like your tank was trying to, but just too late, so it's unlucky.
Now might be a good
But yeah,
time
you have
to
the right
stop.
idea.
I got you.
Rise, my judge, jury, execution.
Okay. Why is that a battle?
I think because the Punisher was mowing down everyone in the front.
Yeah, there's a few other reasons. So there's like three main ones I want to touch up on. So that one's correct. You hear their Punisher ult. So unless it's like a super close fight where you can turn with your ult, which is not because I just capped and most of your team's already dead. I would just like kite the Punisher ult and then you can re-engage. Number two,
Okay.
they just won the point, so you're basically in their spawn. So even if we kill them all, like, is that a good ult? Probably not as much as it could have been. And the last thing is like look where you are. Like, you're behind this like wall over here. Even if your team was alive, they cannot see you at all. And you just have like 4 of their teammates, the enemy teammates, just destroying you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, so you need to understand like what space is yours, and this is another common problem is like leaving your team's LOS, because when you're like 1v4ing like that, it's pretty hard to get a kill unless it's a one shot. There are situations where you can ult like that as long as you live, because like it's not a necessarily a bad thing. If you have 4 people looking at you while you're ulting, that gives you so much space for the rest of your team, because then they're just having like a 4v2 or whatever. But the important thing is you need to live, but here your team's just dead and you're completely out of their line of sight even if they were alive.
Time to stop.
So a question about using the ult there. Like, I think a problem I have is I kind of hold on to my ult for way too long. Like, because usually they have like 2 supports, and like by the time the Luna's out and stuff and everything's out, they have another support ult. So I was thinking like maybe I should just pop ult because there's a lot of time left and I'll get it back. But is that
No, be patient. Like, don't use your ult if it's gonna be a bad one. And it is tough because you kind of got rolled in the beginning, so they had like overwhelming ult advantage. So maybe that's why you felt like you were holding on to it too long.
Yeah, so you typically, if they're like just starting the point, like right near here, you would never ult.
Not never. If it's you kind of it's hard to describe because you always got to think if it's a fight worth winning. Like for example, if the enemy team invests a lot of ults, first of all, what my team's gonna do is we're gonna kite back and try and avoid those ults. Which is going to give the enemy space, like they're going to move the card up. But then they're down on ults and probably down on cooldown since they spent all that time chasing. So then I would use my ult to go back in and reclaim that space. Like it's very like push-pull, especially on these convoy maps. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay. So like instead of doing what I did here, probably you'd have waited out the Punisher ult, stayed up where I was, and then wait for my team to get to the next choke, and then pop my ult and come from like where I was.
Yeah,
With that,
exactly. So ideally, your whole team would kite a Punisher ult, or just like go into like rooms or safety. But this is gold, so you can't really expect that. But yeah, that's what I would have liked to see.
Come, my minion. My strength is back.
Alright, I like that. I think it was good. Personally, I would have just done the spin dash combo, just because it kills the Punisher faster, and he can have a lot of lethality in his turret.
okay.
But you know that works too.
I was in trouble.
Yeah, I typically drop a demon on his when he's in the turret, so usually spin into him.
Stop them in their tracks.
It depends. Like, honestly, either one's fine. That's just like what I would have done. I wouldn't worry about it too much though. It's kind of like preference.
Our enemies are near.
Dagger would not like these sea creatures one bit.
Okay, see, this is kind of what I'm talking about. See how like you use your cloak and dagger ult, and they just kind of like left, and they're all alive.
Yeah.
They gave up a little bit of space, but like, they just had to not fight for like 10 seconds, and now you're down like one of your best ults.
Okay.
Do your worst.
So
at this point, you have some space though. So, what should you be doing to set up for when they walk back up?
I think typically like go top left up there in that window.
Right.
That's what I do usually.
Okay, yeah, because I don't want to see you just sit main again and wait for them.
This time.
Because like as we discussed, that's like not the best playstyle, especially in this type of comp.
You need healing.
When you're cloak ults like that, do you typically like just play in there and just kind of slash around? Because that's like what I usually do when I hear the cloak ult. I just kind of go in there and just kind of swing my sword around.
Yeah, you can. That's definitely good. The other option though that I'd want you to consider is your team is going to be walking in there, so you can create like a pinch from behind or a flank angle, and that's super powerful. But playing in it is totally fine too.
Ashanti's power. Destroy the Punisher's turret.
Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. I like the
I am
patience
ready
there.
to put on a show.
Come, my minion.
By the eye of Agamotto.
Nice dodge.
I got you.
I just wasted 2 ults.
This is real firepower!
I canceled the armor packs.
Your nation has some strange subjects.
Alright, I like that flank.
Go have fun.
Rise, my friends!
But how? Armed and dangerous. Your arms were no match for my skills.
Second chance is over.
It's an octopus party, and we're all limbo. I got you.
Alright, that's exactly what it... Oh, why is it making that noise? There we go. That's exactly what I want to see, like, in this type of comp. They didn't really, like, look at you that much, probably because it's just gold, but... you're just kind of, like, swinging around, causing a bunch of chaos, and that's kind of what you gotta do in against these types of comps.
Okay, yeah, because sometimes I like feel like I don't really know what's going on. Like I'm just looking for like a good target, but like I don't really know what's going on with the rest of the team. So I'm not sure if I'm like kind of playing too far away from them or just not paying attention to them.
Yeah. The most... Dude, that noise. Okay. if you think you're too far from your team, you just need to know where you can go to safety. Like, no one on their team can really chase you, so you can actually play pretty greedy in this sense. Like, you only need like a portal or two, or just your dash, and you can like completely escape into like any room or health pack, because they're not gonna chase you in there because they just don't have the mobility.
Yeah, so right in that last battle, do you think I would have gotten punished in a better lobby, or was that okay, since there's so much going on, they wouldn't really be able to turn on me and kill me?
No, they definitely would. That's like a big skill disparity between ranks is like just awareness and threat assessment. Like any high rank lobby is gonna see a Magik like just in the middle of their team, and they're all gonna turn on that.
So right there, do you think that was the right play to do to kind of? I think I was going after the rocket just so you can heal the team. And
Yeah. Yeah, in those situations, you definitely want to take advantage of the healers, because like even if their teammates aren't turning to shoot you, whoever you are hitting will have to turn and shoot you. And since it's a healer, that means their teammates aren't getting healed as much. So yeah, it's definitely important to find those targets and seek opportunities for kills when you are just trying to cause chaos, because at the end of the day, you do want kills too, and that's how you get a lot of your kills, is taking advantage of that chaos.
Yeah.
Thanks.
The coast is clear. Squibs, at least.
Do your worst.
Come on.
Judge, jury, executioner!
Okay, I know I said I don't want you to like stand at the choke main, but I'm just kind of realizing it's not that bad, because it's a relatively like small choke, and since they only have one tank, which is a Doctor Strange, you can kind of like sit like tight on the wall like this, like you kind of were, and place your demons and stuff, and just try and like not let them pass until they have to invest resources like this Punisher ult, like, which is exactly what they did. So
Beneath the waves.
either playstyle works in my opinion.
I am Dark Child. Come, my minion.
Okay, that was a really good ult. I like seeing that. Their Punisher ulted, your team gave up space, and you realize like, okay, we're not gonna win that frontline fight, so I'm gonna set up for the next fight when that ult's gone. And you're behind them, you dropped him with your ult, they didn't know what hit him. That's perfect.
Sweet.
I cast you back to the depths.
Only 60 seconds left.
This is real fire!
I like the staging. Good patience, waiting that out.
I unleash the Vishanti power!
I am ready to put on a show.
Come, my minion.
That's unlucky you guys aren't able to get anyone there.
I was in trouble.
Beware, behind you!
Please.
By the eye of Agamotto! And again!
This war is big.
I don't know how we didn't all die there.
Yeah, okay, there's a lot going on in that fight. A lot of ults. So how do we take advantage of that chaos?
Kind of just you said like portal around in there and like
Yeah,
just swing around.
yeah, sit in like the middle or back of their team, to force them to like turn around. If they're not turning, because there's so much going on in the front line, you're just getting so much value.
So I think what happened there was like I got hit by the strange ult. I heard the Namor and the Bucky ult, and I was like, I just need to get out of here once I'm unstunned. So
Yeah,
I think I
no,
kind of just
yeah,
freaked out.
I don't blame you for that, because you don't know what ults your team's gonna use. You don't know what they're using, so yeah, it's a whole bunch of chaos. Also, I don't even remember if you had like cooldowns, so that's why you were like staying in the front line. But when there's a lot going on like this, you need to try and like make something happen because you're gonna get outvalued if you sit on the front line. But it's fine if you're just doing that to get heals and wait for your cooldowns.
One life. Go have fun. Run for the squirrels.
Alright, and you guys end up winning, so that's nice.
Yeah, actually, I guess it was maybe the Warlock that saved us all.
Yeah. Alright, smart choice to play up there. But it's important to realize that like you should only do that if your team's doing it. It's definitely like the right call. But in lower ranks you never know. They could have like a switch to a Spider-Man who got touch and then like your whole team split as their team respawns and just walks on you. So just something to be careful of, but you made the right play there. It's definitely good to push up and hold as much space. Because the further up you are, the more they have to invest to get to the point. Right? It's that push-pull mechanic we've been talking about a lot on these types of maps. So that's definitely the right call. It's just it's not the right call if your whole team is not on the same page.
This time I need healing.
Survive.
I see what you're going for. Unlucky you missed that dash. But I like the overall idea here. So I would like to just sit up here. You saw a teammate die, so you can just wait up here and wait for your dash to come back. And you could I think it was Luna on the high ground there to the right. So that would have been a good target to come.
Unlimited ammo. Genesis of the field. Vile creatures have risen from
This is fine.
I got you.
Okay. I don't know why the enemies did this, but that's honestly really good for you because they just gave up all their space main. I mean, look, they have both tanks marking a flank angle that you didn't even like go past. So I'm not sure why they did it, but that's definitely good for us. Nice, that was good. Really good patience on making sure you hit that combo. And even though you didn't kill him, it did a lot. Like, look, your team's like on the point now, and it forced the cloak to use their abilities. And now we have an advantageous position. Alright, that was good. Cool.
I think maybe I should have gone now after I hit the punch a couple times there. I think because I don't think I could have killed him, right? Like there's just too much healing.
No, yeah, I don't think you're killing him there unless you hit a one shot. But I like the idea of see that let's go back a bit. Like this is what I'm talking about. You're splitting their team as Magik, which is what you need to do to win fights against comps like these. So I like this. We just got like a bit too greedy and we end up dying, which I mean, even the best players like die sometimes, right? So it just comes with experience, like knowing what you can and can't get away with.
Okay. I remember this portal's questionable.
Yeah.
Yes, he jumps through, so I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna follow him through.
My strength is back.
I don't know if I should have just not went through that and just let him die, or...
Heavy weapons.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, it could have been winnable, but
Survive.
half your team went too late, half your team went too early. And now, okay, alright.
This is such awkward position, man. I don't know
Do
what I
they
should
know you're here?
I think the Thor heard me, or he saw me earlier, so he
Okay, so you know they know you're here.
yeah.
Right, so
Well, I don't until I hear him, like, swing his hammer. That's when I kind of realize.
okay, right. So at that point, though, we have our cooldowns, so we can get out, and you know, if they chase us, that's good, because as we discussed, their comp has like 0 mobility, so it's going to give us a ton of space, and you should live in theory. But your whole team just died, and we're just sending it in their backline. Like,
Yeah, so I hear him start swinging right here.
Survive this!
That's what I'm trying to do.
yeah, so honestly, even like dashing up here is fine. Like, they can't really chase you that much, so you could just dash up there and then portal away, but instead you dash up here and then portal in, and you're just staggering yourself here.
Yeah, but I think going around the other side probably would be a really good play, right?
Magik,
Yeah,
I got
totally,
you.
because then, right, even if they know you're there, you're in the back of their head, so they're constantly on alert for that, or maybe not because it's gold, I don't know, but regardless, like, you're set up in probably like the best spot for next fight, and you just lost this fight, so dying is like the worst thing you can do because you're just staggering. I like this, walking up here.
My strength is back.
I am vulnerable. Vile creatures have risen from the realm below.
Sorry, calamari.
You know, there's like the rocket and punisher up there, and you just kind of use your slash on a strange, which in my opinion is just a waste because that's gonna get healed up like too easily because both his healers are already looking at him. I mean, I like to throw my slash for chip damage like a lot because it really does add up towards your ult gain, but like, why not just shoot at the 2 people standing still on the top, right?
Yeah, so I don't know. I wasn't really sure what to do in this situation. Like, my team was backing up, so I was like, I don't know if I should just wait here and kind of help them with the strange.
I think you actually made the right play because your team's backing up. I like what you did with like placing the demon above him. That's a trick I use a lot, and it makes it really hard for enemies to walk up that space. Okay, the store is way too far up. Shoots all his abilities. Nice, you do a lot of damage to him.
This is real firepower!
And a lot of ults here, so what I hope you're doing is you're flanking, preparing to ult.
I hope so too.
Second chance is over.
Go have fun. My strength is back. Survive this!
Alright, we're taking a lot of attention, that's good.
Co-op time. Watch your team.
Yeah, okay, that is really good. See what I'm talking about? Like, you just got your team so much space, and you took like 5 damage because their team has no mobility. And you just...
Yes.
You literally didn't even like do any attacks, and you... Like, unless something goes wrong here, you basically won your team that fight.
Against the world. My friends are here. Down to 30 seconds. Behold, reptiles. Oh, we're up against
Okay, that was a good ult, but something I want to talk about.
down to 30 seconds.
Okay, so first of all, I would have waited like a little longer for the cloak ult to go away, but not a big deal. And then here the only threat of them winning this fight is their Punisher and Rocket sitting on high ground unchecked. Because they're just looking at your team, and I mean, it looks like you should win this fight regardless, but instead of going for like just the brawl like on point, I would have gone for that because that's an easy kill. Like, they have no chance of killing you in your ult there. Yeah, okay, see how we basically did no damage to the enemy team until we went up here and killed these guys? So good mid-fight decision to do that, but I would like to see that from the start. It's far less likely you're gonna kill the people in cloak ult when there's 2 people not in it. So like, why would you not go for that? And if you don't kill them, it's probably because they walked into the cloak ult, so now they're all bunched up, and you can get like massive cleave damage with your ult. But yeah, like the only world in which they win that fight is just if Punisher kills your whole team there.
Help get that vehicle
Alright, I
to
like
its
us walking up
destination.
here.
I require some aid.
Come, my minion!
That was really good. Good patience.
Just another soul.
Good use of cover. And perfect, we're out.
I was in trouble.
That was a really good play there.
Can we switch places, Ty? Just another sucker with scissors. Yes, on Matt's head, tippy toe. Everybody needs a hand sometimes.
Nice, well
Or
done.
a dagger.
This is a really embarrassing 1-on-1. I feel like it's a lot closer than that. He almost gets me.
The God of Thunder!
Oh, okay. I understand that was like a bit messy, but I will say placing a demon here when he's this low is really trolling.
Just swing the sword.
Yeah,
God of Thunder!
Or just do the world.
or just killing faster.
You have to feed them sometimes. Whew, I was in trouble.
Judge, jury, executioner!
Alright, I like this. So you see. Alright, you get healed up, you're behind him.
Good. Whew, I was in trouble.
You see the strange walking back, and you can either easily avoid this fight or take it, but I actually really like you taking it, because he has nothing to mitigate damage against you. He's going to struggle a lot to hit you since you can just like portal back and forth behind him. So this is actually a really good fight for us to take.
Judge, jury, executioner!
Do you think even though they're so tanky, we probably win most 1-on-1s against them? Against tanks?
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
not more.
I think if you play it right, unless he has his like AoE burst, you know what I'm talking about? Like the purple thing?
Yeah,
Yeah. Unless he has that, I do think so if you play it right, because Magik gets like a ton of shield from doing damage. All his like mitigation is useless against you.
Only 6
yeah, I wasn't sure if it was just like a gold thing where they can get away with that. Or...
I think in an isolated 1v1, I think you have good odds of winning that.
Yeah, if it goes bad, we can at least get out.
Okay, alright. It looks like you are doing this, but their team's regrouping. We're on the final stretch for this checkpoint. What is the move here for us?
So, I think it's to just hold the choke point. Like, maybe stop them from walking through the flanks, maybe.
Or they could still kind of contest without actually going through the choke right there, or like just a tank. Which is fine because it's a tank. He can take damage. It's what he's supposed to do. Meanwhile, the rest of your team sits behind the choke. What I would have liked to seen here is taking advantage of them regrouping and all the space you have, and setting up like a deep flank, or even just like going up top here, but staging to go behind him. Which you'll see, you might actually do that here.
Squids? And I thought my demons were hideous.
Alright, nice, good play. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Good job of taking advantage of this. So they're all regrouping up, and we split their team like this. I really like that.
I really can't tell if this just works as gold, but like, I just noticed this guy's always just sitting on turret now. I don't know if I'm normally that way.
Yeah, honestly, it probably does work in high ranks. I don't think a Punisher would ever turret there in high ranks, but
Yeah.
usually they're pretty like tunnel vision and turret, and they can't. But when you're like that high above them, it's really hard to see you.
30 seconds.
Okay, and then we have both cloak ults. Alright, what do you think I want you to do in this situation? We kind of experienced something like this before.
Yeah, so I think last time you said to just like take maybe like a flank and try and get them after.
Yeah, so
My instinct is to brawl in here, but I think you said to take a flank.
yeah, it's unlikely anything dies here when like basically everyone, I mean Punisher died, but basically everyone's alive, and there's two like massive support ults on the field right now, so it's not likely that things are gonna die. So what I would do is I'd wait for your dash back up to that high ground, and then drop in from behind with your ult, because they just use cloak ult, so they're not gonna have anything defensive for it. And you can take advantage of this time where nothing's gonna die by setting up to win the fight once this resolves.
I think what I usually do, like maybe I get your thoughts on this. Like I try to brawl just to get my shield up a little bit, and hopefully like look for a place to like be up to it at once. I don't know if that's not if it's better just to kind of just
No,
find a place.
I definitely understand that. I do that a lot too. Like when a Luna Snow ults, like I'll just fight it just to farm ult and get a ton of shield. But you have your ult in this situation, and when I see both support ults used like that, I see a really good opportunity to win this fight like instantly after it's done. And if you're worried about shields, like you get so much when you're in your ult, especially when they're like all 5 grouped up on point like that. Like you're gonna get so much like AoE damage. You'll be full shielded. So.
Yeah, true. I think just one slash would probably get it all back right away.
Okay, another thing I want to point out. You also don't need a stage as much when you have your ult. It's important like they're not looking at you when you cast your ult, because you're locked into animation, right?
Yeah.
But it resets all your cooldowns. So once you have your dash, you can actually like dash up, pop ult, and then dash again further into the backline. Oh yeah, so like right here, I would have like dashed up to the invisible woman. Either she dies or she drops, and then I'm popping ult and dashing back in again.
Okay, yeah, so I actually want to hear. So I don't need ult here at all because I'm like, I think we win this fight, and then if we win this fight, I have my ult for the next point, and we can just push it up. Would you have just ulted there, just to like make sure that we get this point?
Yeah, I think, but even now, I think it's too late. I think optimally, like I said, right when those cloak ults are done, I would have popped it, because your team already invested like more ults since that. I think they use some too, but yeah, especially on attack. I mean, it is overtime, so it doesn't matter, but generally winning sooner is definitely better than winning later, right?
Okay, so just use it, make sure we get the point first instead of trying to save it.
Yeah, don't try and like greed the fight out. Like if you're the first one to ult, the likelier outcome is that you just win the fight with your one ult instead of like both teams exchanging a bunch of ults and then risking like not even winning it. So
Yeah.
Second chances.
We have to reach the checkpoint. Keep up the
all right, we're kind of idling. We just want to fight. We have all the space in the world. So what should we do?
Yeah. I actually so I usually try to push the cart if like we don't have that many people on it. I don't know if it's better for me to kind of go up and find a better spot to flank them from.
Yeah, pushing the cart's fine as long as you can get to where you want to be for the next fight before it starts. So that's just something you have to gauge. But yeah,
so kind of like the next choke, I should prioritize getting there first instead of just
okay.
taking it.
Yeah, always prioritize your positioning over the payload on Magik, but honestly, in this situation, you have so much space, so you could probably do like a bit of both, right? But most importantly, make sure you're set up where you need to be to win the next fight.
girl.
Got it.
Your souls united.
Wakanda's journey has been long and slow.
Okay, all right. Yeah, look, now they're all back, and you're in your backline, and the fight's already started. Like their Thor is engaging on your tank, so we're not in a good spot here. Okay, so what I would have done here is I would have staged up with my dash, like maybe behind like this pillar here, or like any of these, right? They're not gonna see you, and that's a good point. Like you still have your ult, so yeah, they used cloak ult last fight that they lost, so you know they probably don't have it again. So again, we want to look to ult as soon as possible here. I mean, not too early, right? But like as soon as the fight breaks out, like right now is when you'd want to be ulting. And if you were like around one of these pillars, like any of these around here, pop your ult and you just dash in, and you can just rip up this raccoon, the Namor. Like I think it's a guaranteed one fight if you do that. But instead, like look where you're at, like.
The god of thunder!
Don't let anything stand.
It still works though, because their ult is just insane, but you can see how like in maybe like a more competitive or like higher elo game, why that is not as good as what I described, right?
Yeah, because they just see me running at them, they could maybe stun me or something.
Yeah.
I just was positioned there, they just wanted to.
I got you.
Okay, let's go.
I'm opening a portal.
Down to 30 seconds. Final score: 3-2-2.
All right, nice. So, what are the big takeaways from this game?
Yeah, I think just definitely like kind of trust your team more, play a bit more patient, like try and like take attention away, just like live back there instead of like kind of going in too early, maybe without all my cooldowns.
I actually think you did a really good job with patience, especially if you're like a gold plat player. The biggest thing is I think how to play into these super like non-mobile giant amounts of damage comps, which is kind of splitting them up
Right.
and drawing resources. And the other thing is taking advantage of space and abusing like those flank angles when we have time to take them. The last thing I want to mention, which happened a few times this game, is when you've decided your team has already lost a fight and you're already like somewhere like relatively behind them, just run away and live there, because then you're in like the best spot you can be for next fight, and that's how you win games. And also, as we discussed in the comps like these, making them chase you is super good because they have no mobility and it gives your team a whole bunch of space. Alright, if you guys made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. See you in the next one. Peace.